Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Look, sometimes we look at this Josh Heupel offense, and we want to talk about 2022. We want to talk about Hendo Cinco slinging the rock around, Jalen Hyatt with the 5 touchdown receptions against Alabama, and that's a lot of fun, but we all know what Josh Heupel's offense starts with. This offense starts with running the football, and if you look at history, you look at the last couple of years, Tennessee's led the conference in rushing yards per game. They did it in 2023. And you look back and you think about, kind of running back by committee, but Jalen Wright, 1,000-yard rusher in that offense in 2023, averaged 7.4 yards per carry for Josh Heupel in Tennessee in 2023. And then last season, you look back, you look at what Dylan Sampson did, rushing for almost 1,500 yards, 22 touchdowns. Man, they led the conference once again in rushing yards per game, and they were averaging almost 30-plus yards per game more than Texas A&M, who was the second best team in the conference. But again, we all know that. You guys know that. You guys are diehard, passionate, psychotic Tennessee fans. You know Josh Heupel wants to run the football. The ball's going to be back out on the practice field Saturday for their second Saturday practice in a row. That's all by design. They're going to do it again for the orange and white game coming up next weekend. It's so they can host recruits, get guys on campus. And look, Savion Brandon's going to be in town. Our guy for the class of 2026, the number 1 ranked quarterback in the country. He is going to be on Rocky Top peer recruiting. It's also good Carson Sneed, Vol commit, that's kind of going through the process. He stayed locked in. He stayed committed to Tennessee, but he's also taking visits. He's looking around. It's going to be good to get Carson Sneed back on campus. Faison Brandon going to be with him, but also the number 1 ranked running back in the country, Savion Hyder, is going to be in town. And, I kind of talk about Jalen Wright, and I talk about Dylan Sampson, and I talk about leading the conference in rushing. As a running back, man, you got to be licking your chops. When you look at Josh Heupel's offense, you look at the spacing, you look at the opportunity, how much better can this offense be? And that's no shade, that's no disrespect to Dylan Sampson, but we're going to take a look at Savion Hyder's tape today, and you look at an elite running back, a game changer, put him in this Josh Heupel offense, and I think you've got a recipe for success. But then on the flip side, you've also got the number 1 quarterback in the country committed in that same class. Savion Hyder will be here tomorrow. Can Tennessee get him in the boat? We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about it, but you guys know the deal, man. I need you to do that YouTube stuff. It's easy. Smash the thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're locked in. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. We're going to be live Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Yes, we play EA Sports College Football. We have some great conversations about Tennessee football, so come check that out. Also, next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Talkin VAWLS Live. We'll get geared up for the orange and white game coming up a week from tomorrow. Also, if you like what we do, you watch the videos, you watch the content, think about hitting that join button down below. You can become a member of the channel for $1 per month. But let's get into it. Let's talk about Savion Hyder. And I'm going to start with his film. His profile, again, number 1 ranked running back in the country, almost 6 foot tall, 200 pounds out of Virginia, 11th best player in the country, obviously a 5-star prospect according to the On3 industry rankings, also the number 1 ranked player out of the state of Virginia. But we are going to take a look at his highlights here. I want to take a look at some scouting reports, and I want you guys to give me your opinion in the comment section. Let me know what you think of the clips that are on the screen. When I watched this, before I started recording this video, man, he just makes quick decisions. And look, I'm not an X's and O's guy. That's what Coach Jay's for. Coach Jay will come on here and break down the film, but you can just watch how quickly he sees the hole and he gets north-south in a hurry. You can see it on this play right here. Watch how quick he gets into the hole, and then it's one cut, boom, north-south, gone, house call. Some people want to question his speed. We'll get into that in just a second. Charles Power over at on3.com has a scouting report. Says gifted runner with an advanced blend of athleticism, fluidity, and instincts as a high school underclassman. Physically developed, measuring at over 5'11" and 200 pounds prior to his senior season. Registers as a strong athlete, running an 11:11 in the 100 meters as a freshman. Now, I had a conversation with one of you guys about this before. He said, Boogie, that's not elite speed. An 11:11 is not elite speed. Well, again, that's as a freshman. How much faster can he get? How much does his vision help him? You don't have to have that elite top-end speed if you can just be quick, get to the hole, make a cut, make a guy miss, and that's what he does. So does he have that elite 4.3 40 speed? No, I don't think so. But I think his speed is sufficient enough. Says he also jumped close to 45 feet in the triple jump, an outstanding mark, turned in multiple dominant seasons as a high school underclassman, including almost 1,700 yards and 26 touchdowns his junior campaign that saw him run for 10.8 yards per carry. Looks to be a natural runner, an extremely fluid and smooth mover who changes directions effortlessly. Easy for me to say. Shows excellent acceleration, cuts on a dime, makes defenders miss in space, runs with pace and instincts, a strong tackle breaker who runs through contact due to a strong leg drive. Phenomenal high school football player who also makes big plays on defense, has the potential and upside to be one of the best running back prospects in several cycles. So again, when I talk about that, when I talk about an elite guy, a game changer, how much better is Josh Heupel's offense if you have that elite guy? You have that guy that's one step better. And again, I feel like I have to walk on eggshells here because I'm not trying to disrespect Dylan Sampson. I'm not trying to disrespect Jalen Wright. Those guys are proven. Those guys did it. But can Savion Hyder be a little bit better, be a game changer? Andrew Ivins at 247 Sports called him a juiced-up running back with star potential for a college football playoff contender, given his mix of burst, power, agility, balance, and vision. Says he got quick feet, strong core, and runs with a good pad level. So you guys may be saying, that's all fine and dandy, Boogie. That's great. That's excellent. That's fantastic. He's an elite athlete, number one running back in the country. Does Tennessee actually have a shot in this thing? You go back to January, Matt Ray over at VolQuest.com, kind of breaking down some of the prospects that Tennessee was going to be pursuing throughout the spring into the summer. This is what he had to say about Savion Hyder. Said the Vols have been on him for an extended period of time. Again, making him that priority. He's a top running back in the country and truly a game breaker. Again, those words keep coming out when you're talking about Savion Hyder. Game breaker at the position. This is truly a heavyweight recruitment, and there are going to be plenty of twists and turns. The elite prospect has noted that Michigan is his top school, and they have done an excellent job at recruiting him. Tennessee is going to keep prioritizing him along with Ohio State and Georgia, who are also in the top grouping of schools. Tennessee's usage of Dylan Sampson and the spacing of the offense has Hyder's attention. This recruitment is going to be one of the more exciting ones to watch unfold in this cycle. So again, seeing Dylan Sampson, seeing the spacing, that is appealing to Savion Hyder. Again, like Matt Ray said right there in that article, Michigan, Georgia, Ohio State, Tennessee are the top four here. Last month, Steve Wiltfong put it out that Michigan was the perceived front runner, but the Vols very, very, very much in this. I know he's just coming off of a trip to Ohio State, been to Tennessee multiple times. He was in town for the Kentucky game last year. His quote says, "My visit was great. Their game day vibe was like no other. Definitely the loudest and most lit. This is what I like." He says, "Watching the running backs go to work caught my eye for sure. Could definitely see myself in that offense." Now, again, he's going to be in town tomorrow. Savion Hyder will be here, like I said. Also, Faison Brandon, Carson Sneed. There's going to be a lot of guys in town. Faison's going to go to work with that peer recruiting, but he's also already got his official visits set up. He'll be at Ohio State on May the 30th. Georgia on June the 6th, Michigan on June the 13th, and then Tennessee gets that final visit. How crucial is that final visit? How big is getting that final visit on June the 19th? Tennessee kind of backloaded last cycle in the class of 25. I think it worked out pretty well for them, and they seem to be doing that again in this class of 26. A lot of official visits going to be on that June the 13th weekend and also that June the 19th weekend. Now, VolQuest put out an update earlier this morning. Said Savion Hyder rolls into town this weekend as Tennessee works to be a mainstay here for the long haul. It's go time as they look to keep pace with Michigan and others. Hyder and Darrell Sims have built a good bond, and that relationship has the Vols in it. So can Tennessee get Savion Hyder in the boat? What are your thoughts? I know a lot of people are going to say only thing that matters is money. Drop the bag, spend the money. All right, let's talk money. Let's talk money. You have your money to spend. Now, we may need a safety. We may need a corner. We need tackles. We need everybody. Do you spend the money? Or if you need to overspend the money, where do you spend that? I've said it a million times on this channel. I'll continue to say it. Tennessee's going to spend money on quarterbacks, offensive tackles, and edge rushers. And we have proven to recruit elite guys at that position. So if you have the keys to the car, the keys to the castle, and you can make the decision, do you overspend on an elite running back like Savion Hyder? Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. I would greatly appreciate it. Go check out the Talkin VAWLS merchandise. We just rolled out some new hats. We've got Nike-themed merchandise. We've got golf polos and quarter zips, all at bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. That link's in the description below. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.